Hello there, and welcome to day 11 of the Greatness Within journey, 31 days to reconnect with yourself and start creating a life worthy of you. We have just finished the exercise of step 1, which is just passionately challenge everything you know. And now we're entering stage 2, which is the seeker persona evolution or stage. The seeker is the one where you are trying to reconnect with yourself. You're trying to identify what truly aligns with you and what is like a nice thing to have, but it's not really you per se. And there is no right or wrong answer to this stage. This is mostly a process of discovery because at the end of the day, it is an ongoing process and you'll keep refining and tweaking as you go. But there is a way to have a foundation to the process. And that's what we're going to start doing in steps 2, which is courageously discover your light. And that's the seeker. You're seeking the light, the greatness within you. And for this next few videos, I'm going to be touching on the main 4 things that I chose to use as a way to redefine myself in a way. So those are purpose, vision, strengths, and values. And I'll talk about each of them in their specific video. Today, we're talking about starting with why. And starting with why is the probably the, the most important step because I think purpose is what we use to filter all decisions that we make. It's the driver and the motivator behind everything we do, even if we're not aware of it. So purpose becomes the cornerstone of what follows after. So purpose is the reason you are here. It comes from the belief that you were created to do a very specific thing, and your purpose is kind of like the summary statement of that. So that is what we're going to talk about today. There something that I want to consider is whether you are aware of it or not, just know that you're still using it and that as you start the process, it may not be as evolved as uh, you may hear other people say it. For example, I say my purpose is comes from believing that we not only have the right to control our lives, we deserve to create them. And for that, my purpose is to help other people rediscover their capacity to create a life worthy of them. And that's my driver. Everything I do comes from that perspective. I'm trying to help the other person, in this case you, become fully independent and confident in who you are so you can then express yourself to the world and create a life that you really love having. That's my purpose. But it didn't start there. It started much simpler, which I cover on the chapter on purpose. So we'll start with why, which I called the purpose suit to just go with the deck of cards analogy. So that's pretty much it. It's going to evolve. All you're looking for is some version of an outline, a few words that would describe it. And for that, there are 3 exercises that I talk about in the chapter on purpose. And you can pick whichever one you think will fit best with your style. They're not necessarily mine. These are the ones that I tested. I did a mix of the 3 to come up with my purpose. You can do whatever you feel like and just give it a go. Try one of each and then see which one seems to better describe or align with you as a whole. So, exercise number 1 is the practical baby steps. I call it practical baby steps because that's how I thought of it or how I internalized it when I heard it. And the whole concept of the practical baby steps is that you look for things that you're curious about learning, that you may find yourself passionate about, and you just want to pursue them, and you just start pursuing them. And as you pursue them, you just notice whether you're really getting excited about it, or more like it just feels like a distraction, and then the kind of like the excitement goes away. So you just keep going through this list of things that you like to try, things you like to learn, things that you notice give you energy, and pursue them. And as you go along, you start getting better at it, and somewhere along the lines of that process, you will notice there are certain activities that bring the best out of you, and the purpose is going to be related to those activities. So, what do you think is a statement that summarizes them all? Like, why do you think those activities are the ones that you really get the most engaged with? And the purpose is going to be somewhere in there. You can do this on your own. It's going to take time, obviously, because you're trying different things over time. But maybe you have already certain experiences that you can think in the past, and just notice them. Like, oh, I like this and I like that, and I like this type of activity with this person. Why did I enjoy that? What's the common thread across all these activities? And try to summarize it in a sentence and see what comes out. That your purpose is going to be somewhere in there. The second exercise is the infinite white loop, and you've heard this many times. If you ask why enough several times, you'll discover the true reason behind everything. So the way this works is that you pick an activity that you really get passionate and excited about, something that you commit yourself to, that you seem to be giving your all to it. And then you're just gonna keep asking why. Why do I want to do this? Why do I do this all this time? Why do I give my time, my money, my effort? And just keep asking why. And as you continue to ask these whys, you'll notice that um, you you'll get to a point where there's a very deep emotional response to it, and that usually is a good indication of your purpose. So that's one way to do it. And for this one, sometimes it helps to have a partner, somebody, a third party, that can help you keep asking why and only focus on asking you why, and then you just respond. It just makes it easier. Make sure that it's not somebody that's too close to you, like a parent or a spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend. Make sure that maybe it's like a very close friend, but it doesn't bring all that emotional baggage that could be in a relationship that is very, very close. So that's pretty much the exercise number 2. And exercise number 3 is the trip down memory lane, and it's this one I heard from Simon Sinek in his book Find Your Why. And it's a partner process, so you have to find somebody to help you with this. But what you're doing in this trip down memory lane exercise is that you try to chart experiences that are very emotionally charged for you, like very strong memories of your past, things that are positive and things that are negative. So you're trying to plot this major experiences. It could be a very specific intent on um, a very specific memory with somebody, or a very specific event or activity. So as you go through this, you're going to start like plotting them out, like very strong emotionally positive memories, very strong negative memories. And what you're going to look for is what is the thread that combines them all? What is the major theme? What is the one sentence I could say, here's why these memories were very strong, emotionally attached to me and the way I am, and how they drive what I do going forward. So those are the 3 exercises: practical baby steps, the white loop, and then a trip down memory lane. Pick one of the 3 and give yourself permission to play with them, and try to come up with an outline statement for what your purpose statement is, and then you can just refine as you go. The main thing here is that you want to find a way to summarize what is your strong internal driver for wanting more out of life, for doing the best that you can, for most of the things that you're doing. That's what you're trying to find. So that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you discover. I'll see you on the next